Hola, gringos y gringos, and welcome to
Gringos Are Us, expats with a plan.
This week we want to talk to you about our INM appointment.
Coming up after this.
And welcome back. Well, this week we want to talk to you about our INM appointment and how it went step by step.
And it was a lot of steps. First of all, our facilitator had to get in line not once, but twice, because the first time they got there in line at midnight, and when they opened the gates, they had changed the rules. They required that they actually had our passports.
Physical passports in hand. She did have photographs of our passports, which we provided, and that was pretty much the process prior to that morning. But that morning, that was no longer the process.
The rules changed. Back in line they got at midnight, and we got appointments number 1 and 2 now that they had our passports in the hand.
Yes. Now, even though she was in line before midnight the night before, and even though we got the very first 2 appointments of the day for new residency cards, our appointments were not until, I think,
10:15 and 10:30.
10:15 and 10:30, I guess that's what it is.
And we got there.
We got there early.
Yep, and we were in line and escorted in at about 10 o'clock.
And I did not get called. I had the first appointment for 10:15. I did not get called until 10:45. So it was already 30 minutes delayed. But I think it's important to note that our facilitator did everything for us.
Yes.
Everything except actually stand there and take a picture with us. She completed our applications,
Yes.
drove us there,
Yes.
outlined all the steps we were about to take.
Yes.
Then she had to leave because they're not allowed to hang around, and
And
drove us home.
then also coached us on what we need to do.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
explained
as
that
far as
process.
actually explained all of that these are the things you do. And one of the big things was, no matter how much Spanish you think you have, just say you don't speak Spanish,
Right,
because that cuts down the number of questions that they ask.
yes.
And it is, I'm going to tell you right now, bring something to sit on. Because if you got a bony butt like some people do, you are going to wish that you had some padding underneath it, because they are tubular steel benches.
And you're there for about 4 hours,
Yes.
roughly, 3 to 4 hours.
Because they call you, go sit down. Call you, go sit down. Call you, go sit down.
I have a cushy tushy.
I don't. And
Bring something to read
yes,
or something to do, and it cannot be
electronic.
electronic. No cell phones, no tablets. Now look, we saw people pulling them out. We also saw a guard come by and tell somebody to put it away.
Yeah, we saw one guard stand there and just basically go, whatever.
Right,
And couldn't give a rat's butt if you were on your phone or not. Then they changed the guard and put it away,
yeah.
put it away, put it away.
And he was watching.
Yep,
Now, you can, of course, go into the bathroom
yes,
and use it in the bathroom.
that is doable. So they call you up and take,
The first time, right?
the first time, take all your information, and then they sort of go through it all, and then go sit down.
Yeah, for about 45 minutes.
45 minutes to an hour,
You'll
you
sit down.
go sit down, and all they're basically doing is putting in your information.
Manually.
Yep. Then they're going to call you back up.
Yep.
You're going to check what they put in.
Yep.
Go sit down.
And you're going to pay.
Oh, that's right. And then that's when you
And you're
pay.
going to pay. Now, if you're at an office like we were in Querétaro, they do take debit credit card payments. And they also take cash, obviously,
And then you go sit down.
for another 45 minutes or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This poor butt.
then they call you back up. And that is when you check everything again and sign it. And
Fingerprints.
yes, then they
They
do
do four fingers, and then they do
two thumbs.
2 thumbs.
And then take your picture.
Yep. Oh, and I have bangs.
Oh, that's right.
You may not have bangs. You cannot have any hair in front of your face. And my bangs are very short, folks. I mean, I have a short forehead. So I'm pushing them up, they kept falling down. They started laughing. There's nothing I could do. My picture's horrible. I look like I had my head sticking out a window of a car for the last 10 miles or so.
1510.
1510. I can't talk right now. But
Okay.
you know what I mean. My hair was just a mess. You think your driver's license picture looks bad? Wait till you have your hair sticking out all over.
Mine look good.
Well, of course, you.
I got my bangs all taken care of, and I was fine. Muy guapo. So,
Muy guapo. Tell them that. You got to tell them that.
okay.
Because we don't speak Spanish, right? That's what we said. We don't speak Spanish.
So, the two young ladies who took care of most of the new immigration were down on one end, and the other 6 windows were taking care of nationals. And of course, every time I go up there, it was, bueno, si, gracias. And one of them went, those are the only words you know in Spanish. And, so I went down, sat down, and they called me up again. And, ¿es tiempo para mi fotógrafo? And she sort of looked at me.
What?
And so then I got in front of the little background. ¿Estoy muy guapo? Oh, and they started laughing. So it was an easy process. It really was. It's just time
It's time
consuming.
consuming. It was slow moving. It was not a comfortable 4 hours to sit on those benches for him. I didn't mind so much because, like I said, cushy tushy right here. We took a couple of Sudoku game books with us, and Pass the time.
two 1 liter Cokes, and I was fine.
yeah. So when we finally got the card, I mean, it was simple as that. Here's your card. Psh, we had paid for it. Here's your card. Okay, so now we have a card. They also give you a sheet of paper that has your cURP on it, which is your population identification number, and you will be asked for your cURP for a whole lot of different reasons for things coming down the road, I guess. If you have to get your RFC or RAFC, you're going to need your cURP for that.
cURP.
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 cURP. I like saying it, cURP.
Sounds German. Get your cURP.
cURP. I think it's a fun word because it makes you go with your lips, cURP. Anyway, I'm being silly now. So, but you do get this sheet of paper that has your number on it. Highly recommend that you take that number and stick it in a note in your phone or something so you don't have to carry the thing around with you. Or you can take a picture of it. I mean, for your own personal, information. There is a video that was out not too long ago from cURP talking about how you can have a printout of your cURP. You may want to do that, just carry that around. But I just stuck it in the notes in my phone,
Yep.
so I have it. So when we were done, we notified our facilitator that we were on our way out, picked us up, drove us back home. It was literally that easy.
Easy peasy.
And we're done. We do use Traveling Mailbox. We are still using Traveling Mailbox, and I feel vindicated right now because one of our subscribers recently informed us that he was able to get his driver's license in South Dakota using Traveling Mailbox. He had to do a little bit of discussion with them back and forth and had to make multiple visits, but the fact is he was able to point out to them that it indicates on their website that they are a mail forwarding service. So I feel vindicated about this because I really do like the service that we have with Traveling Mailbox. And that's not to say I dislike Dakota Post, but I was working on a video before we came down here, and bottom line, Dakota Post costs you more money in the long run. But I will eventually get through that video and identify exactly what I mean with real life examples. Traveling Mailbox for the money is the best bang for the buck, and it does work for residency for the South Dakota driver's license.
So I guess what we're saying is it depends upon who you get at
Basically,
the DPS department, which you appreciate somebody pointing out
Yes,
that it's DPS, not DMV.
Department of Public Safety.
But whoever you get there, you may get one that goes,
Right.
oh, okay. And you may get one that goes, nope.
Yeah. So if you're interested in Traveling Mailbox, please consider using our affiliate links so we get a little bit of a bump on that. It doesn't cost you anything more, but it helps us out a little bit.
If you are planning on moving to Mexico, we highly recommend the Mexico Relocation Guide. Mariana is a wonderful source for just about everything. She's vetted all the people that she lists on there. So it's a great service. We were customers long before we became an affiliate on the Mexico Relocation Guide. So
Indeed.
highly recommend that.
Indeed. In fact, some of the people that we have sought services from came directly from the Mexico Relocation Guide, and we've been very pleased with the service that we've received. We also realize that there are a lot of data points that we're still going to be referring to now that we're here.
Yes.
Probably more so than we did before we got here.
If you got anything informative or entertaining out of this video, please make sure to like, give us a thumbs up, and share the video.
And don't forget to ring that bell.
That way you're notified of all new content, which seems to be coming about twice a week now because we're doing so much stuff.
We are.
And that way we are just keeping it going. We got a lot more stuff that's going to be coming up.
Indeed. We appreciate you spending your time with us.
As always, we appreciate all the comments you guys have been given. It's a great source of inspiration for us, and we really appreciate it. You guys have been phenomenal in your support and everything, so that please make sure that you know how much that really means to us.
Indeed.
So until the next episode comes out,
Remember, we are Gringos are us.
expats with a plan
We are doing it.
You can too.
Hasta la próxima vez.
Adios.